Welcome everybody here tonight on a school night. Here we are on the Chris Conley Mr. C Dives In channel. As we can see the scroll across the bottom of the screen, there's so much stuff going on. This is a combo plate kind of an episode. We got Svengoolie things, we got NIck D things, we got C2E2, we got Super 7, we got the number 2, we got the number 7, and tonight, co-host, let me welcome Bizarro Fanboy G.
Hey, what's going on, Mr. C? It's been a long time since we've been together. I just want to say you're looking really good. Hey, Chai Star G is in the house. Hey, let's go.
Now, do you care to read any of the comments that Chai Star G has generously left us?
Wonder if Fanboy G's be on live stream such a. You know what? I'm here. I'm Bizarro Fanboy G. I even dyed my hair for this occasion. The club down. Countdown. Let's get down.
Jim Campbell joins us. We're always ready to be in Campbell's corner.
It's like I'm parting one way and my hair's going the other. Oh man, I gotta fix my toupee.
It's a multiverse part. You're part of the multiverse. Oh, that's real good stuff.
Fire, baby.
All right, let me come out of comments for a minute, and let's start with Bizarro Fanboy G. What did you do last night, or what have you been up to these days?
Well, yeah. That's sort of like my Bizarro Fanboy G laugh right there. Pretty much crying myself to sleep every night in the corner of my room, trying to figure out, like, how can I incorporate cosplay in my life? Because I know that, Chai Star G, and I would say, no. But in my mind, I'm like, cosplay is my calling. And I'm thinking maybe next time on the Fanboy Cantina live stream, I'm going to give what the people want, and that's cosplay all day. Let's go. How about you, Mr. C? What have you been up to? Indubitably.
Well, did I contemplate cosplay in the way that you have lately? The only answer I can give to that is no. But I did get a little zany last night. I did drop a short on my way in. So Zanies, we're over here on the outsides. Zanies had the NIck D podcast live on a Tuesday night.
Awesome.
There it is. And once you're inside, that's a pretty cool logo.
Yeah.
Nick DeGilio, formerly of WGN Radio with the Nick at Night show. Now, it's up to Nick when he puts out his own material that he recorded last night. Mm-hmm. I'm not giving away content. I'm not giving away spoilers. I'm just saying I was there, and it was a pretty good event is what I have to say. Mm-hmm. And there's Mr. DeGilio right there starting off the show. He brings on his partner in crime, his other voice, the other mic, Miss Esmeralda Leon. Nice. And then they brought out none other than Rich Coe's Svengoolie.
Oh,
it was a real time. It was yeah. See, as you can see, right? Well, no. I said I'm not giving anything away, but you see, there's some contextual clues there. But hey, all I can say is stay tuned, podcasters on your podcast channels. Let your little fingers grace the keys for Nick DeGilio podcast as to when the Rich Coe's episode will drop. I have one more point, so be ready, because like this, it's a combo plate. So we've been on the zany side of the combo plate. We're gonna move on in just a second to some other elements on the plate, but I wanted everybody to know Zanies formally requests no selfies in the bathroom. They had some other good jokey signs in there. Right. Because you're not in the Zanies bathroom right now. So you're good. In a minute, we're going to speak on the number 2 with the C2 and the E2.
I did a number 2 previously coming on. Just saying.
There's also the number 7 in the world, and sometimes you take the word super and the number 7, and you put those together and you get a Super 7.
That's right. That's right. Good segue, Mr. C. So if you watch my alter ego's channel, Fanboy Cantina, he was at the Super 7 in San Francisco. If you haven't checked it out, check it out, like and subscribe on that video. It's awesome. So anyway, so they came out with a series of action figures based upon old school 80s skateboarders. Now they were known as the Bones Brigade, and they were probably like the most well-known skate group back in the days. I used to skateboard, believe it or not. So it's very like a sentimental thing. So of course I missed out. They came out with a slew of experimental ones, which are all gray, sort of like prototype action figures. So
Like pure gray, like no color whatsoever, just
no
solid
color whatsoever,
gray,
just the
unpainted.
pure gray. Yep. So those are kind of like the prototype kind of things that come out. So I missed that one, but they came out with one figure at first, and he's like my favorite skateboarder. His name is Steve Caballero, and this is the action figure right here.
Whoa. So they got him. It's a little bit shades of Day of the Dead. It's a little bit shades of
Right.
Grateful Dead. It's a little bit of skate mashup to horror. They got him
Exactly.
definitely in a skeleton form.
So he's wearing the exact thing that he's wearing on the cover of Thrasher magazine, which was a popular skateboard magazine back in the days. And they were known as the Bones Brigade, hence why he is a skeleton wearing the exact same outfit that he is on the box. So that one came out. I'm like, oh, cool. So I want to get the other ones because there's other people in the brigade. So when they came out, they based it on the skateboard graphics. So the next Steve Caballero one that came out was this one, which is based on his skateboard graphic of the dragon. So now they put him with a dragon head.
That is so over the top. I would say that goes to 11. Until you let me know that these exist, I never saw these before. And clearly this is, as real Fanboy G would often say, this is your territory or this is your wheelhouse. So I can appreciate, admire this stuff. It's not, ingrained into me as it is. But so classes in session, keep teaching, sir. Keep teaching classes in session.
Actually,
what else you got?
Actually, Fanboy Cantina's thing about Super 7 kind of like got me interested back into Super 7 because I used to be interested in like Super 7. There's a place called Rotofuki here, and also there's another shop called Kid Robot, which does like vinyl, like stuff like that. So yeah, so Fanboy Cantina channel got me roped back into Super 7 stuff, and then this popped up. So talk about Steve Caballero. This is the original deck from 1980s. It is not a reissue. So as you can see, his graphic is the dragon.
That dragon has a lot of personality. I mean, that is a really well-constructed dragon.
Oh, skateboard graphics back in the 80s were probably the best graphics, sort of like comic book graphics, they're really stark and bold. So then when they came out with another set of 4 action figures. So these action figures are the rest of the Bones Brigade. I already showed you Steve Caballero. There's Tommy Guerrero. As you can see, his board was a fiery dagger. So they put fire on his head with a skull as the Bones Brigade. Steve Stedham, he always wore the dreadlock. So, of course, you got to put the dreads on it, and that's his graphic on the board. And last but not least, Lance Mountain. So this is his character. So these characters are based off of the graphic off of a skateboard, which is sort of like a future primitive kind of look. And I actually have the OG skateboard deck from the 80s with that graphic on it. So you can see there's sort of like aliens with like surfboards and stuff. Like gonna go catch some waves and stuff. So
like a cave art, if you will, like a really primitive.
exactly.
I'm sorry, could you bring it back up? What's that script on the bottom? Is it no, a little okay. Lance Mountain? Okay.
Hmm.
Lance Mountain, man. So this is a premiere for skateboards to show up on this channel. B, I always say, like, you want to be, I look forward to encountering different styles of things. So, like, typically at different points in history, DC comic characters will be drawn in a house style.
Hmm.
Marvel comic characters drawn in a house style. Over the years, that house style will evolve. Now you take your Universal monsters, you take your Star Wars, you take your Star Trek, all these different things, your Ray Harryhausens, and now so the house style or the stylized artistic depiction you're showing off these Super 7 figures and off these skateboards, that I'm happy to dive into this stuff, which is because it looks cool and it looks fun.
Right.
And
Yeah. And it's the old adage, what is old is new again. So, I mean, you take all the classic like horror movie, uh, that genre, you bring it back, you bring pretty much everything. It's sort of like a recycling of like ideas and stuff and eras. And, especially when you get to like our age, like all this stuff back then, it's like, oh my gosh, I remember that. And then you want to go out and buy it. So it kind of goes that way, I think, with anything like comic books and toys and stuff like that. So
agree. And I want to say structurally, now I'm no economist, I'm no toy maker, but I can call it like I see it. Structurally, Super 7, because they have their fingers in the greaser, they have their so many different product lines that they run, uh, similar to Mego, which had the Planet of the Apes and the even more recently like Cheers and Brady Bunch and Star Trek and the universe and just so many different things. And Funko, like Funko just licenses everything.
right.
So similarly, Super 7 has so many different intellectual property licenses,
Hmm.
even Geeky Tiki's, right? They've got so many different things that they render with such a cool style, and it's just out there. There's so much out there to be enjoyed. So let's go out and have some fun, says New Order.
Exactly.
All right. So speaking of going out and having fun, on the horizon, as we said in this combo, you know what? Before we get into the C2E2, there's a special reason. I don't know, special. There's a nuanced reason that I throw in the words combo plate in there. Are we ready? Are we ready to announce our up and coming future series of a very specific theme? Are we ready to drop that news on the world tonight, or do we want to hold off on this super announcement?
Hey, the world is your oyster, baby.
All right. So what we're gonna have coming soon to a YouTube near you, we're gonna go eat some food. But the way we're gonna eat the food is gonna be like two knuckleheads, or maybe even sometimes three knuckleheads. We're gonna go find a hot dog, and then we're gonna say, "Wow, that was a good hot dog." And if people want to watch along because we put a decent way of eating a hot dog together, great. And if we get 0 views, we're still eating the hot dogs. So all this to say, we're going to be, once the weather gets a little warmer, we're going to make a little tour of some local eateries and try to just put some jokes together while we're chomping down some food. So there's that. So that's how I got the idea of putting combo plate. But now back to the regular show. Today is Wednesday. It must be because Mandalorian was on tonight, and man, that was a real good episode. But maybe we could speak a little minute, but we're not here for Mandalorian tonight. We're here for this combination platter. C2E2 is on the horizon. Opens up this Friday. As I just saw Rich Coase the other night, Rich Coase, Svengoolie will be at C2E2, as well as so many other comic artists, as well as so many Artist Alley representatives, as well as so many TV personalities. Gee, are you headed for C2E2?
I am headed to C2E2. Actually, this is going to be my very first time.
Whoa.
I've always been to like Wizard World, that kind of thing, but C2E2 has been the one that I don't know. I'm like, I don't know. It's entertainment, and it might be too much entertainment, but I'm ready for the challenge.
I see we got a couple more comments have dropped in, so let me come up and pick those up. Always good to. All right. What do we got down here? All right, so there are more comments than I realized. Okay, when last comment we said, okay, Campbell says Macho Man Chi-Town, and then Junkyard, thanks. Junkyard, thanks for passing through, man. We're glad to have you.
I can't have that Wizzo thing going.
You got a Wizzo thing going, and somehow Chi-Star G is still able to drop a comment while we're going. Junkyard has to say Nick has some fancy. Actually, my fancy mic is technically given under. There it is. There's the fancy mic. All right, we got it. Okay. Oh my goodness. Junkyard, good to have you around tonight. Super 7 has Bruce Lee also. Yeah, so okay. And then Campbell has to ask, did Super 7 redo the cartoon toys?
I might have a couple over here. Just give me a second.
You do that, and then I'll take that opportunity to acknowledge that Bizarro Fanboy G is our guest of honor tonight. And it's good to step into the yard of Junkyard. And then it's also good to come around and hang out in Campbell's corner. We know Bizarro Fanboy G is actually Chi-Star G. But hey, back to Campbell's corner, since this was a Campbell question. And until we get into Campbell's corner, again, I just wanted to peek over the fence one more time into Junkyard's yard. So Campbell's corner, Campbell asks, what's going on? So definitely, I would say Campbell may already know the answer or have a guess of the answer to this, because Campbell is a great in the field man. I remember my very first episode on this channel. I owe it all to Jim Campbell, because he was in the right place in the right time to pull those Mego 50-year anniversary. My greatest viewed episode to date. But oh man, you really went in the box. Now go speak on it. What you got?
Ultraman.
See that?
Okay, that's
Mego
all.
Ultraman.
So getting back to G.I. Joe and Super 7, we have Snake Eyes in the powder blue, kind of looking like a Muppet outfit there.
I guess there's two ways to go with that. Either that's so different from how Snake Eyes looked in the old days, but if you're going to consider that comic book ink technology at the time, black would always often be represented as blue. And
Right.
This is a super powdery blue, so it's almost like it's like Bizarro Snake Eyes. It's so different of itself that it's a whole other thing. But hey, he's got a nice little vibe to him.
And then you have the Super 7 Storm Shadow, which looks pretty true to the comic there.
Yeah.
Old school.
And then I guess does it say points of articulation? I guess one leg, the other leg, the one arm, the other arm, and the head. So I'm figuring that's a 5 point of articulation.
I think
consistent with a figure of the 80s.
Yes. So yeah, those are really the only ones. Oh, and Fanboy, I want to say Fanboy G got me the Super 7 Run DMC action figures.
Way. Let's take a minute.
Yeah,
Jam Master J.
Jam Master J. You got Run.
Who gets top billing in Run DMC? Run.
And then you got DMC. So, Super 7 is almost like, as you say, sort of like the Funko Pop of action.
Come back to.
But yeah, I mean, I have so many other action figures in my office that it could totally be like a crazy, like, whole different thing. So
hey, we got hot dogs in the future. We got action figures in the future. Campbell, it wouldn't be you and me. It wouldn't be the Bear and the Bull, the Campbell and the Conley. If we weren't having you stump me, it wouldn't be a show without a Campbell stumper. Oh, look at that. First time poster in the comments. Hello upstairs, acknowledging Ultraman.
Yeah.
Yes, he does. And Junkyard says, are they wearing? Yep. Yep. There it is. Now, Junkyard's dropped arguably the most important historical accuracy question of the night. Did Super
Actually,
7?
I think it's generic because of copyright.
See, both
Intellectual
copyright
property.
and I would speculate also production right. It's easier to make, and I'm asking you about shoes. It's easier to make just a solid, non-configured, non-decorated shoe versus putting a little tri-stripe of Adidas in there.
Funny you mentioned that because today I heard that Adidas was going to sue Black Lives Matter because they came out with Black Lives Matter came out with a T-shirt with 3 yellow stripes going down the middle, but then Adidas retracted doing such.
Yeah, probably they wanted to get that passed through a little bit more of a filter before they came out.
Right.
With that. That's,
Yeah.
Especially with their historical connection to Run DMC, right? We're all friends here.
I mean, Run DMC put them on the map pretty darn early in North America.
They would have sold a lot less shoes.
Exactly.
And gear.
Exactly.
And all of it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so are there objectives, goals, interests, highlights? What are you hoping to get out of your first C2E2? If we had you two back in the day when we were regulars at Wizard World, and it's not even called Wizard World anymore, we might have had some coverage and some, I suppose if we dig into old digital video cassette, we could. But anyway, the back to the future, back to the present.
Right.
What are you looking to get out of C2E2?
I'm kind of curious as far as like I saw a lot of stuff that has to do with Chicago as far as like the like what do you call it? Like the hot stuff that's coming out. I heard that someone is doing a drawing of Michael Jordan on some was it Tops or Fleer or something cards, trading cards, but they're limited to 23. I'm also curious just as far as Artist Alley. Artist Alley, let me tell you, if there's any place that you want to see some of the coolest stuff, it's Artist Alley. And I'm really looking forward to seeing Artist Alley on Friday.
I won't jump off camera. I've been in a recent habit of jumping off and jumping back on, but out of reach, I have some different prints from Jellicoe, which originally we found in Artist Alley. Had to be at Wizard World at the time. Maybe it wasn't an older C2E2 then. Anyway, so yeah, Artist Alley is the jam because you got lines and lines and rows and tables. And as I was just saying, you want to see somebody with a different interpretation of something or somebody that has put something together with a little creativity, a little mashup, similar to your Booberry t-shirt out of Horror House, right? So when you're looking for something with just another little creative twist on top of a pre-existing creative twist, it's good stuff. It's all good. It's all good. Is that anything else that you're looking to, or that covers your bases?
I think that covers it. What about yourself there, Mr. C?
Oh, well, thanks for asking there, Pally. I tell you what. So and again, maybe I need to do a deeper dive to actually confirm this, but it appears that this is the only channel that is giving Sven news, Sven review, and Sven analysis. There are other channels out there with Sven clips, but I think we're the only channel that's bringing to you interpretations and breakdown and expert opinion and analysis on Svengoolie. So I'm definitely looking to, be it that I just saw Rich Coe's Out of Costume Tuesday night, but hey, check out Nick DiGilio for when he drops his podcast. I definitely, and speaking of Artist Alley business, watch the glare. I definitely want to try to get the Nicole Hoff Creature and Barbie in front of Sven because she is, as the rest of us, a big Sven fan. I definitely want to, in a panel, because I'm still trying, hey, all the gems that Terror Dave gave us on those 4 episodes, those are real good gems. But my curiosity still exists. I would like to take a deeper exploration on how did each of those sidekicks get their names? What are their personality influences? And then on the prop side, on the physical machination side, how did they, when you get a talking skull, how do you make the skull talk? When you get a when you get a guy called Kerwin because he rhymes with Berwin, like who's got the pull strings to make his little jaw go around? So that's still stuff that I would like to have a more full knowledge base. But as if the guest of honor being Captain America, being Chris Evans, if it happened to pass by Chris Evans, that would be pretty cool. There's a whole lot of talent there. As far as actually picking up a comic, probably, I know that some people say, oh, people don't really pick up comics at the Comic-Con anymore. But hey, there's a lot of local retailers. People come from far and wide. Besides Artist Alley, right? You got people selling some rare books or some vintage stuff or some newer stuff. So it's just so many different things come together to make for a fun time for the convention. Some people might be wearing their Adidas. Some people might be wearing something different, but totally looking forward to. And you never know, you might see Bizarro Fanboy G and me do a quick live shoot from the floor of the convention. I know this other people do that. It's a little noisy in the background. So maybe we'll find just the right spot for a quick little shout out. But I'm looking forward to, because in our heyday, in the days when we were kings, not literal kings, figurative kings, when we were young and going about our ways, there you go, we would hit the comic convention all the time. So I'm totally looking forward to this reunion of sorts, if you will, for you and me to be at the same con on the same day.
Does C2E2 have hot dogs?
Oh, yeah. Oh, see what you did there. It could be the kickoff. All right. Gee, do you have any other gems or parting comments or goodwill to wish all 5 of the viewers who are tuned in right now?
I'd just like to say thank you for tuning in on this special Chris Conley, Mr. C dives in with me, multi crazy Bizarro Fanboy G / Shy Star.
How do I say my own screen name?
What?
So again, our recent episode featuring Laser Migo with Paul. If you want to check that out, please do. It was real good to get to know Paul. A whole different kind of artistry, doing laser stuff and 3D printer stuff and all kinds of vacuum forms that puts the technology of Moldorama to, I can't say to shame, but it's a current incarnation of similar said technologies. Please do, if you're a Svengoolie person, check out our Sven episodes over here. Check out the Fanboy Cantina. He's just dropping some Star Wars material earlier today. Check out Casual Crafter for his custom paint jobs, and JSpy25 for his 3D printer work and his high comedy with those ape hardware in the Planet of the Apes. Thanks everybody for coming around. Oh, there he goes. Bizarro Fanboy G. Thanks for stepping into Bizarro World here with me. This has been Mr. C Dives In on a school night. Thanks everybody. Catch you soon.